In March of 2011, President Bashar Al Assad's Syrian government faced an unprecedented challenge to its authority when peaceful pro-democracy protests erupted throughout the country. Assad responded with violent force, including police and military action, as well as the use of chemical weapons. This sparked the Syrian civil war we hear about in the news today. But when you hear about the Syrian civil war on the news, what comes to mind? It's typically a conglomeration of nations and organizations engaged in their own proxy wars. But what about Iran? Iran has recently been tapped as one of the major powers potentially capable of putting an end to the Syrian conflict. In reality, this is impossible because Iran is the heart of the problem. Iran and Syria are strategic allies. In fact, the Iranian regime considers Syria to be its 35th province and spent approximately $6 billion a year before the war even began to keep Assad in power. The Iranian regime claims to have troops in Syria for advisory and consulting purposes only, creating the appearance of a limited presence, but their actual presence is significantly larger. Tehran is paying as many as 73,000 domestic and foreign soldiers and mercenaries $82 million each month collectively to target the Free Syrian Army. Assad's regime itself has only 50,000 soldiers. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard's forces have divided Syria into 5 military zones, with 18 command centers dedicated to defeating the Free Syrian Army's pursuit of democracy in the region. Iran has made no effort to fight the Islamic State and benefits from the instability it causes. Altogether, Iran is spending between $15 and $20 billion each year on the war, totaling their costs at about $100 billion. The same amount of money the United States made available to it through the Iran nuclear deal. That's money that could be spent on the 55% of Iranian urban population living under the poverty line of $1.60 a day for a family of 5. While the civil war rages on in Syria, with no end in sight, the Iranian regime is spending billions of dollars to suppress the Syrian people instead of helping their own. When millions of ordinary Iranians are making under $2 a day, $100 billion could go a very long way. If Assad were to defeat the Free Syrian Army, what would lie ahead for the region? Would Iran gain another puppet government in the Middle East?
أما إيران فلم تتوانى عن الوقوف معنا منذ اليوم الأول. قدمت السلاح والعتاد بدون حدود. أرسلت المستشارين العسكريين والضباط لمساعدتنا في التخطيط. دعمتنا اقتصاديا في ظروف مررنا بها كانت صعبة جدا. خاضت معنا المعارك السياسية في كل المحافل الدولية وأثبتت بكل موضوعية أنها سيدة قرارها وأنها وفية لمبادئها وأمينة موثوقة على العهود التي تقطعها. فهناك فصولا ستكتب عن أصدقائنا، عن إيران والإمام خامنئي، عن روسيا والرئيس بوتين، عن حزب الله والسيد حسن نصر الله.
Mrs. Maryam Rajavi, the president-elect of the Iranian resistance, met Mr. Ahmad Jarba, the president of National Coalition for Syrian Revolution and Opposition Forces, in Paris, May 23rd in the afternoon. During the meeting, Mrs. Rajavi condemned the role of religious fascism ruling Iran in the massacre and suppression of Syrian people and the mullahs' all-out support of Bashar Al Asad dictatorship.
لقاء مريم راجوي بوفد رفيع المستوى للمقاومة السورية. مساء السبت 11 من يونيو 2019 التقت مريم راجوي بوفد من المسؤولين وشخصية المعارضة السورية واجتمعت معهم. وحضر اللقاء السيدات سهير الأتاسي عضو الهيئة العليا للتفاوض، والنغم الغادري من أعضاء الهيئة العامة للائتلاف، ونائب رئيس السابق للائتلاف، ودكتورة تغريد الهجلي وزيرة السابقة للثقافة في الحكومة السورية المؤقتة، والسادة حيثم المالح رئيس لجنة القانون، وميشيل كيلو من أعضاء الوفد السياسي، ودكتور نصر الحريري من قادة الائتلاف السوري، والعميد عبد الله بشير النعيمي رئيس هيئة الأركان السابق للجيش الحر، والعميد مصطفى الشيخ من مؤسسي الجيش الحر، والعميد البطيش من المعارضة السورية، وغسان عبود رئيس مجلس إدارة قناة أورينت، وأحمد كامل المستشار الصحفي للهيئة العليا للمفاوضات.
دیدن این تصاویر در هر بیننده‌ای دو نوع احساس ایجاد میکنه. از یک طرف اندوهی که قلب هر انسانی رو میفشاره و از طرف دیگه افتخار و تحسین به این همه مقاومت و این همه پایداری و همچنین امید به آینده از طریق شما نمایندگان واقعی مردم سوریه. درود بر شما. اشک و اندوه به خاطر این تصاویر شوکه کننده که فکر میکنم هر انسانی در مقابل اون نمیتونه جلو اشک خودشو بگیره. همچنین به خاطر خونهای ریخته شده و استعدادهای پرپر شده. به خاطر اشکها و ناله‌های یتیمان و همچنین چهره‌های داغدار مادران اونها. به خاطر زندگی‌های پریشان شده، خانه‌های خراب شده، شهرهای منهدم شده یکی بعد از دیگری. و به خاطر حلب، این شهر شهید، حلب 1000 بار شهید شده و در این حال حلب قهرمان، شهر افتخار، شهر امید و آرزو.
And the Syrian delegation in New York to come to the podium. All of us here and everywhere support the brave and courageous brothers and sisters in Syria, especially those refugees who have continued to resist in the face of enormous adversity and Western countries' shameful silence vis-a-vis the crimes committed by the Assad regime. Please give them a warm salam alaikum to our brothers and sisters from Syria.
Free Iran! Free Syria! Free Iran!
Dear brothers and sisters, on behalf of the Syrian revolution, I will thank our brother and the opponents, Iranian opponents, for great support and to be in one hand, shoulder to shoulder, hand to hand, to claim our victory. Dear brothers and sisters, we are here to express our pain about what's going on in the international society. after few feet of this location, presidents of all the world are big together. I don't know what they are doing. Just they drinking coffee and leave the people of Iran and people of Syria suffering by killing by the worst terrorist regime in the world. Dear brother, dear sister, dear friend, dear history family, Iranian, our family in the history. We are here to protest the presence of the killers in the United Nations behind us, who supposed to be a peaceful organization and looking for the peace and the well-being of the humanity. Now they're hosting two killers, the Syrian regime, the Iranian regime. They should be kicked out as soon as possible. Rouhani out, Syrian regime out of the United Nations. Repeat that. They should be out and out now.